Hey YouTube, this is Eileen, the Environmental Educator. New channel on YouTube, Environmental Educator, EDUCATOR. The education the world needs is environmentaleducator.org and .com, same thing, goes to the same place. So it's topic a week, about 40-second videos a day, and there are solutions out there. Everybody's screaming for solutions. The NRDC, this is their segment here. They're screaming for solutions too. And, like everybody else, I'm really sorry to be able to tell you that they're not really on board solutions. They refuse to allow real solutions to happen, but they're out there waving the pom-poms, right? Oh my God, give me a solution, and and they also, just convince themselves that they have solutions. I mean, in my book, Stop Terrorism, United States Style, Greenhouse Gases Are Weapons of Mass Destruction too. I don't really know what the NRDC website looks like right now. I don't visit it often. It's ridiculous. It's blah, blah, blah. Makes no sense. They don't have solutions. They cheerlead themselves. That's what the website was when I wrote my book. And they just had all these rave reviews out there from, named publications, established, like solid, my God, the NRDC is just the end all to end all, right? But then it got down to their work, and, seriously, it was basically the same work they've been trying to achieve. They and everyone else have been trying to achieve for 4 decades now, right? And they haven't achieved, right? That's essentially what it is, Oh my God, global warming, oh my God, it's getting so bad. But now we're going to finally achieve it, right? Now that we're on the brink of like almost global devastation, right? Now we're going to achieve it. You're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Not without my education and agenda, you're not, right? But now they're going to. 40 years later, they're going to now. No, they're not, right? One of the things on their, needs to-do list and, needs real attention was the oceans. It was like number 4 or 5 or something. And, because the oceans are on the brink of disaster. But now, all of a sudden, the NRDC has a solution. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't, right? Especially with Fukushima pouring into it. No, they don't, right? No, they don't. But, they cheerlead themselves, and they all are, cheerleading the same thing, and so they all make themselves, I guess, believe that they do, that they're worth their paycheck. And I'm like, you're kind of not really. And, I had been asking the NRDC for help pretty much since I started the Environmental Educator back on November 17th, 1993. And, I was like, okay, I need some names. They could, use their microphone and introduce the solutions to the world. And when Al Gore, wasn't interested, I wasn't sitting around waiting for people. I was like, okay, who else? Like, who? And, believe me, I've done nothing for 20 years but knock on doors. Just, hey, and get yelled at and hated, and it's just crazy because, solutions. No, we have this great thing. Like, we scream for them and we convince ourselves like we've got them, right? But most every global report that gets put out, including your own reports, nonstop continues to announce that you don't, right? And the NRDC is that too. And so this was 94, 95. This was, pre-internet. So, it was all written correspondence. Do I have proof? No, I really don't. But I know I did. And I can assure you, shortly thereafter, when the internet came in, it definitely, their system has remained the same. I, of course, have had a few emails from the inception of email, but, their system's been the same, and they're just like, why are you bothering us, And I would call their number every so often, and I'd always just get stonewalled, but it was like calling Billie Jean King Green Slam, right? I'm like, they're like yelling at you. You're like, did I call the right number? Because I am what you're screaming the world needs, and you don't have. I'm sorry, I know you don't have that figured out yet, but, screaming that the world needs a solution means you're not it. They don't have that figured out, right? They have themselves so convinced that they're doing good work, right? They miss that, and it's not that hard to miss that. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? But they're just silly. It's beyond silly. But, I'd get stonewalled at the front desk, and, you'd send emails, and they never went anywhere, and then, Facebook, it's in my book, the exact post that led up to the NRDC not letting me, they always post, oh my God, at the time, I think it was the Keystone Pipeline, they're big and against it. And I'm like, really? But you have done nothing to help us reduce our oil demand since 1994-95. So shut up about it, because you are the problem, right? The fact that we're still demanding oil is the problem. You're still not on board solutions, right? I mean, ending our use of disposable plastic will have a huge impact. Getting people to cut back on their oil use just in addition to their disposable plastic. But the main ingredient in oil is plastic, and plastic garbage bags, and plastic everything that we all just throw away. I mean, that's oil, right? I mean, and believe me, you can cut down on your home oil use too. It's easy. It's not that hard. And so there's solutions. There's solutions. But would the NRDC get on board them? No. But they're all like, oh my God, this is so bad. Blah 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 blah. Like and I'd comment on their Facebook posts like, this is happening because you, just like I did with Al Gore today, right? Today, Al Gore on May 2nd, 2014, Al's, talking about, oh my God, all of April was above 400 carbon dioxide parts per million, right? Of course it was, Al. Just like I would tell the NRDC, because you refuse the solutions. You don't have any, and you refuse them, right? So, that went on for a long time, and then one night, I got a little smart, I guess, and I said, I'm going to call the NRDC after hours. And, most of these places just have an answering machine. Why am I calling during the day and getting yelled at by the person at the reception desk? Like, I have the light years best environmental education. I need your microphone. Like, we're not interested. Anyways, so I called at night, and it was like, hey, to find get to, an NRDC employee, type in their last name. So I typed in their president's name, Francis Bianchi. I don't know how you pronounce it, and I was like, Francis, do you know how long I've been trying to get past your front desk? I have the education and agenda the world needs. You're a chapter in my book, you have put out. It's the only time I had ever seen her blog. I went to the NRDC website one day, and she wrote a piece in her blog about how she had just had her daughter's wedding in her backyard, and she wondered about their future. Will we combat, the problem, or will we somehow something finally come along so that we can achieve our, or is my daughter and her generation going to suffer the consequences of our paralysis? That's paralysis was definitely the word used, and that's summing up what she said. You can probably go out there and read it. Maybe she's taking it down. I'm like, Francis, your resignation's needed. I mean, how much job security do you have, right? Kind of like James Hansen with the whole Tim DeChristopher thing. He's out putting down the U.S. government, right? James Hansen is the U.S. government. He is their leading climatologist, refusing solutions, but he's out. The government's the problem. I mean, right? The NRDC, everybody but them is the problem. No, they're the problem. And I told Francis, you're the problem, right? You need to resign. I mean, I don't know, this was 2012, 2013. I'm not exactly sure, but I can guarantee you that the NRDC's phone system knows when, because it was later that I called back And it was a while later. I called back and I couldn't get through to. You couldn't put in Frances's name anymore. I think after my message got through, she took herself out of the system. Before she probably just got, oh my God, Frances, you're doing such a good job. And I spelled it out for her that she wasn't, and that her resignation was long beyond needed. And I'm the one that the NRDC needs to be working with and sending places as a consultant, right? Just referring them to me, just not even being an NRDC person, but she needs to be introducing me to the world. And of course, Frances is, she's, you get these posts, president of the NRDC. I mean, political correctness, I'm sure, has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with everything. I mean, there's nobody out there looking for solutions, and neither's Frances, right? She's paralyzed, from the consequences of our paralysis, right? Admitting she and everyone else does not know what to do. But when the education and agenda the world needs actually got on her desk, I know it got on her desk. Or, at least to her assistant, who knows, who picks up her phone messages. But it's not like I dialed her assistant, like I actually dialed her. Their own phone system can prove it. Okay, it can prove it. Right? If I was smart, I would have recorded it. But their own internal phone system knows my number that dialed in, and it can tell you where you get transferred to, And then she had it turned off, right? Because, oh my God, she's not going to hear stuff like this. She's just going to go where people, bow to her. Oh my God, Frances, you do so much good work. Not realizing, no, she doesn't. Right? Neither does the NRDC. They spend a lot of time cheerleading themselves, so people believe it. But then, people are blinded by the actual end result, where most every global report states that things are getting worse even faster than expected, right? So that makes no sense. And Frances makes no sense, and she has no solutions. And she's probably a very nice person, very well-intended, just, baffled like the rest of them. And worse, when the education and agenda the world needs shows up on her desk, she is as uninterested as everyone. So that's the long and short of the NRDC. Like everybody else out there, I'm just informing you that they are not what they claim to be, right? And if you're looking for solutions, it's me. I am, at least give it a try, right? Right? My education and agenda. What do we have to lose? Nothing. There is nothing else on the table, right? And this has been there for 20 years, and it makes perfect sense. So I'm what's needed, even if the NRDC has kept this from you. They just, right, they have a consultant go out and work with Billie Jean King and come up with a recycling program, right? And just what? Reduce by reusing? Don't bother us with that, Eileen. We're going to promote recycling, right? I mean, they just make no sense, and they don't have solutions, and this is just an FYI that just, don't pay any attention to them. Direct everybody to the person who does have solutions, and let the NRDC know, right? I mean, the next time they'll all, oh my God, how can this be happening? Right? Post this on their webpage, right? Right? You'll get blocked. Of course you will, just to let you know. So you'll be risking that probably. How dare you let people know the truth? They're not about that. But that is the truth, and stay tuned, people. Environmental Educator on YouTube, environmentaleducator.org. My book, Stop Terrorism, United States Style. Greenhouse gases are weapons of mass destruction too. And, get these people to put up or shut up, and get them to, let them know And it's important. And, it's like I always tell them, the best we can do is start today. And, and I mean, I am at the point where I'm like, just close your doors, because you're not really doing anything, right? You're not here. So the NRDC needs to, make a decision if they're environmental or not, and help them decide, and help them decide the right way, because they've been doing it wrong for a long time. So let them know the truth, and maybe that is, maybe they'll come around to doing the right thing, because generally, exposing wrongs gets them corrected. So, okay, YouTubers, help correct this wrong too, and stay tuned for a lot more news and information here. Thanks. See ya.